Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Tonight, I want to talk about something a little different. Something that's been happening right outside my back door, in the deep, dark woods that border my property. It's about a sound, a whisper, something that only seems to happen at one specific time, 3 a.m. Now, I've lived in this house for almost 5 years. It's my little slice of peace, tucked away from the noise of the city. The woods have always been my neighbor. During the day, they're beautiful, filled with bird song, rustling leaves, and the occasional deer peeking through the trees. But at night, they transform. They become a wall of black, a place of profound silence. Or so I thought. It started about 3 months ago. I'm a night owl, often working late on my computer. The house is completely still. My family is asleep, and the only sound is the quiet hum of my laptop. One night, I got up to get a glass of water, and as I passed the kitchen window, I heard it. It was faint, like the sound of wind rustling through dry leaves, but there was no wind. It was a perfectly still night. I stopped and listened, pressing my ear closer to the cold glass. It wasn't just a rustle. It had a rhythm, a cadence. It sounded like a whisper. I couldn't make out any words. It was more of a sibilant, hissing sound, like 1,000 tiny voices all speaking at once, just on the edge of hearing. I checked the clock on the stove. It was 3:03 a.m. I tried to rationalize it. An animal? The house? Settling? But the sound was too consistent. Too intentional. I spent the next 10 minutes just standing there, listening, a cold feeling creeping up my spine. Then, as suddenly as it began, it stopped. The silence that followed was somehow heavier, more profound than before. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't spooked. I went back to my desk, but my concentration was gone. All I could think about was that sound. The next night, I found myself watching the clock. As 3 a.m. approached, a sense of nervous anticipation filled me. I turned off all the lights and sat by the window, waiting, and right on cue, at 3:01 a.m., it started again. The same whispering, a soft, insistent chorus from the dark woods. This became my nightly ritual. I'd wait, I'd listen, and every single time, between 3 o'clock and 3:05 a.m., the whispering would begin and then vanish. I started keeping a journal, documenting everything. Some nights, the whisper seemed closer, louder. Other nights, they were a faint murmur, almost lost in the background hum of the night, but they were always there. I tried to investigate. During the day, I walked the perimeter of the woods, looking for anything out of the ordinary. Footprints, strange markings, anything. But I found nothing. The woods were just woods. The ground was covered in a thick blanket of leaves and pine needles, undisturbed. It felt like I was living in two different worlds. The bright, normal world of daytime, and the strange, whispering world of 3 a.m. I even set up a recording device, a high-sensitivity microphone, hoping to capture the sound and analyze it. This is where things get even weirder. I'd leave it recording all night. In the morning, I'd scrub through the audio file, and every time, right around the 3 a.m. mark, there would be a section of static, not the whispering sound, but a harsh, digital hiss, as if the microphone was being overwhelmed or jammed. And right after the static, total silence. The normal ambient sounds of the night, the crickets, the distant hum of the highway were completely gone for a minute or two, before slowly fading back in. It was like whatever was making the sound didn't want to be recorded. My logical mind was running out of explanations. Wind patterns, subterranean water, a weird radio frequency. I researched local folklore. Were there any old stories about these woods? Any legends? I spent hours in the local library's archives, digging through old maps and town histories. I found plenty of interesting tidbits about the town's founding, but nothing about Whispering Woods. No ghost stories, no ancient burial grounds, nothing that would explain what I was hearing. It was a dead end. I started to wonder if it was all in my head. Was stress or lack of sleep finally getting to me? Was I creating this phenomenon myself? It's a terrifying thought, questioning your own sanity. You start to doubt your own perceptions. I even considered talking to someone, a doctor maybe. But how do you even begin that conversation? Hey doc, I think the trees behind my house are talking to me, but only in the middle of the night. It sounds crazy. But then, something happened that proved I wasn't imagining it. My dog, Buster, a golden retriever who can sleep through a thunderstorm, started waking up at the same time. One night, I was at my usual post by the window when Buster, who was sleeping in his bed in the living room, suddenly sat bolt upright. His head was cocked, his ears perked, and he let out a low, soft whine. He was staring intently at the back door, right towards the woods. He wasn't barking or growling, just listening. He looked at me, then back at the door, and whined again. He heard it too. That was a turning point for me. It was one thing for me to hear it, but for my dog to react to it. That was validation. That was proof that something was really out there. It wasn't just in my head. A wave of relief washed over me, immediately followed by a fresh wave of fear. If it's real, then what is it? The feeling in the house has started to change. It's subtle. A feeling of being watched, even during the day. A cold spot in the hallway that wasn't there before. The sense of peace I once felt here is slowly being eroded, replaced by a constant, low-level anxiety. It's like living on the edge of a secret the woods are trying to tell me. So, I'm putting this out there to you. Has anyone else ever experienced something like this? Unexplained sounds, whispers in the night. A feeling that the natural world around you is more alive, more aware than we think. I'm not looking for ghost stories necessarily, but for shared experiences. Maybe there's a scientific explanation I haven't thought of, a geological phenomenon, or some kind of bioacoustic effect. Or maybe it's something else entirely. I'm going to keep investigating. I'm thinking of getting better equipment, maybe some thermal imaging cameras, to see if I can capture what I can't see. I feel like I'm on the cusp of discovering something, and while it's frightening, it's also incredibly compelling. I need to know what those whispers are. I need to understand what the woods are trying to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Any theories? Any similar stories? I want to hear them all. Your insights might help me piece this puzzle together. Thank you for listening to my story. It feels good to finally share it. If you're interested in following this journey, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'll be sure to post updates as soon as I have them. Stay safe, and maybe listen a little more closely to the world around you tonight. You never know what you might hear.